The topic is managing happiness 360 degrees. This is chapter 1 to get you a good start of how can you maintain or manage your happiness, or at the very least, your inner peace. You all learn about things from the teaching monk, which is a good suggestion. This also count as an alternative, not the only way. Okay? All right. Let's go with this presentation then. Managing Happiness 360 Degrees, Chapter 1, The Rules of Life. Yes, in every time, every day, while we live our life, there are our rules. The rules in here that we're gonna talk about is a little bit involved with Buddhism. Of course, I'm a Buddhist monk. What else I'm gonna teach, right? But you don't have to be Buddhist to practice, but you can hear me out as an alternative way to get yourself a starting of how you maintain your inner peace. All right. The rule of life, there are many rules that you are living in many places, whether you are in your country, there are rules. Even in your families, there are rules too, but may not be stated out, putting in a paper or a sign for everyone to acknowledge. But by living together, we all know that there are some rules that we must follow. And if we break or go offense over these rules, there are consequences. But the rule of life are different because it doesn't really matter whether you are man, woman, what you believe, what cultures, what country, what planet it is. Once you breaking or going against this law or this rule, there are consequences. And thus, the rule of life that we have to understand in this case is the law of karma. And this karma itself is making sometimes people understand and sometimes they don't, because it has two phases that is giving or delivering its result of fruit. The first one is the present life, while the other is the past. The present that we are talking in here is quite common and accepted by the scientific, and also by many people agree because it's based on clear reasoning or logics. For example, if a child study very hard diligently and associate himself with a good friends, good friend in here, not a good friend of your own preference. Good friend in here is a friend that bringing you, make it simple, prosper. Prosper in a way that doesn't go against the law of karma. And refrain you, correcting you, moving, living your life in a good behavior, not a harmful one. And being a good person who is grateful to everyone who is kind to him, whether it's his parents or friend. And this, as it is everyone, this is the present life. As you practice this, it will success. As one practice this, that child will be success in education and have a succeed in life. On the contrary, if one do the opposite, like associate with a friend who are, violence, drug, guns, and things, of course, not going to be successful in education or in life because most of these are involved with negative things. That's therefore this quite easy to accept because it's in the present life. But the thing that most people don't accept is the past life, because it's quite difficult to talk about because you don't see. But the thing is that the karma in here, according to what one may experience, what you have become, what or who you are. So in other words, you are who you are right now is your past. If your past had done so good, that consequence bring you down to, yes, to the present. What about the past? What about our present life then? You have a good family, you have a good friends, you have a good life. It's become from the past life. Your present life is a project of your past life. Does it give a fruit across lifetime? It's quite difficult to mention when I talk about it in detail because sometimes without example or what we can prove with, it's quite difficult in here. The thing is, it give the fruit. Keep doing good deeds, keep it in mind. That way, it will help you. Or if you did wrong, there are consequences. For example, you break the law, you put into jail, you are not going to be happy. Does this is something to be keep in mind as a rule of life that do not go against. Try to live in a way that make yourself be peaceful and don't disturb others from that. Therefore, this is something that gonna help you in the long run to go out in this arena or going with yourself, living in this peaceful life. The thing is, some may be asking the question, why should we believe it is or be cautious about it? Because if you do so, you will be happy while you're still alive. But if you're not, you can try still correct and start it over. It's never too late. But if it doesn't gonna give it the fruit, at least in the present you are good. But if in the future, who knows? But for the present you are happy, it will give a future in a good present. I mean, be happy from now on as well. And so, with this, what did the Buddha offer, or what can we do in order to let our life be correct or follow in a way that we won't break the rule of life? The Buddha suggests in here practice what is called the Noble Eightfold Path. It is the common practice in Buddhism that suggests even further to the extent that may be freeing one from suffering. But for now, we don't have to go talk about that extreme. But at least if we start, we will be happy and maintain our inner peace in the long run from now. And these eightfold paths are something simple. Let me read it out. First is called the right view or the right understanding about reality correctly. Reality of what? What I see, what I experience is already reality. Is this not enough? Well, to the extent of maintain inner peace, it's better to have this right view as a frame of reference for your mind to live accordingly without harming yourself and others. It is the belief that good and evil does exist. What you have done also have the result. Heaven and hell does exist is real. Oh, it's not really like I like to believe. Of course, it is something maybe somebody made it up in order to help us or making us do the good thing only. Well, it could be like that. But if you understand or accepting it, it may change the way of your thinking. Or if your parents deserve a gratitude, of course. Without them, we won't be who we are. But that's not true. I don't have my parents taking care of me. I have someone else. That could be considered as the guardian and they deserve the gratitude, isn't it? Yes, this could be counted aside from parents. Life in this present and the next are real. Yeah, because if we believe it is, well, it's nothing wrong with it. But if it doesn't, there's nothing wrong with it either. But if you do something about it, well, there may be consequence in the next. But if it doesn't, we're okay. But at least we in the present we are happy, like I mentioned. And generosity is genuinely beneficial. It is believed that if you do sharing, it brings you benefit. Yes, it does. At least you have a good friend. You make a friend. If you don't share anyone, you can't just only say hi or speaking a good word. Does it count? Yes. But it may not have impact much. But when you start to share, they begin to interact and remember you in a good impression, of course. But if you begin to thinking of kind of like wanting something in return, it may not be that much impact. But if you don't expect anything in return when you do practice of generosity, it has a lot of powerful impact. It even changes the way around. With the right view, the path of life will go on in the correct direction. Thus lead steadily toward the goal of success and happiness. Simply with that, because living with this goal will like a frame of reference not to get yourself in trouble. But it is enough. Eightfold Path said it has to go together. With next is called the right thought. The right thought is thinking or have your own mind, thinking in a positive way, the wholesome way. Thinking good, thinking positive, it generates strength and encouragement to the mind. But wrong thinking will do the opposite. Thus, think correctly, properly, will not make yourself be trouble, not harm yourself neither. Therefore, think positive. Don't think of harm or having hold grudge against others. Or even worse is indulging oneself too much in sensual pleasure, especially sex or things that try to make yourself in trouble. In this case, will help your mind stay in the path of inner peace. Imagine if you are just thinking about sex while meditate, you couldn't find inner peace. That's the right thought. Something similar to that. So try to think in a wholesome way. Aside from that, thinking is not enough. We have to speak correctly too, because word is very powerful. When we hurt other people physically, it's heal over the time. But when we hurt others with words, it stay in their mind for a long, long time until forget or forgiven. That speak in a ways that are beneficial, build friendships rather than enemies, and it is the truth because it is the most powerful of all, and that's you will earn respect and admiration from other many. Words can turn enemies into friends and also turn friends into enemies. So that's use your words wisely. And so we have our mind thinking wholesome and use our words wisely. Next is the action. What we do, we must do it correctly. At least it must not in these following. Number one, no harm or killing or no stealing or committing adultery or preserve yourself morally. So that way it won't create trouble in the long run. Most people that get themselves into trouble are usually going against this action. That is why they most likely find trouble and unable to find peace anywhere. Next, if we leave ourselves alone, there's no problem. But since we're living with many people, living our life, earning a living should also be correct. But if you do it wrong, it would create trouble to the mind and yourself later. So earn a living honestly, not through dishonest or unethical means like these means, for example, trading guns, weapons, drugs, trading poison, or all kind of those that go against the law as well as moral. These are gonna cause one trouble in the long run. And worse is when it go against the karma law or the law of karma, it creates more consequence in the long run, in the present life as well as the future life. As we continue with this Eightfold Path, it is not easy, but we must putting effort. Making the right effort is the solution or answer. What kind of effort it is? The effort to strive to abandon unwholesomeness or unwholesome acts and increase only wholesome deeds. You may be wondering, what is wholesome? I don't get it. It means good. Yes, good and positive. So unwholesome is mean the opposite, that is negative or not good or evil. So keep your mind, keep your life, keep your effort to maintain good and avoid the bad. Effort alone is not enough because we need to be mindful, because sometimes if we try ourselves to maintain our effort to think positive, but if we get careless, not being mindful, we could, walk in the wrong path. Just like when you drive a car, the road is clear, but sometimes if we're not careful, we could get off the road easily. Thus, must always stay mindful constantly, whether you are stand walking, sitting, eating, bathing, brushing your teeth, do whatever activity it is, maintain your awareness. So that way you won't get careless and maintain your mind and body, speech in the right, in a wholesome act. And last is what require most is practice meditation regularly. That is right concentration. Keep the mind calm and clear. As it is, it will become bright and luminous. So that way you can find happiness and peace everywhere. And this is just only the beginning. Thus, in conclusion for the chapter 1 we are talking in here, to manage it, to win your life in this arena of life, live yourself with peace and happiness. Follow the Eightfold Path this simply way. You surely find yourself success and happiness everywhere you go. Hopefully, this could be a good start for you to give yourself a brand new 360-degree turning point. So that way you can find yourself and maintain happiness at all times. Before we end tonight, here are some announcements. We also have English language activity across Europe and UK in this spring and summer, Saturday night at this time. And on May 24th to 25th, there is a day of mindfulness. In other words, Venerable Pasura will be guide meditation in Italy. European ordination will be held in London here at my temple between 2nd to June 22nd, the 2 weeks, of course. And meditation wisdom talk with Venerable Nick from United States between June of 8, 15, 22nd, and 29. If you are available, these are the time that he can teach and join. You can be joined. July 1 to 7, and a lot. Oh boy, there's so many. Maybe you can read it out, I guess. A day of mindfulness with Venerable Pastora on July 13, 20, and 27 with Venerable Pastora in Denmark, in Norway, Germany. Anyway, all of these are available for you to check it out. You can follow us here on our website, dhammakaya.eu, WPEU, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I also teach meditation on my Facebook and YouTube. Inner Peace Nighttime, you can check on here on every Monday and Wednesday at 8:30 UK time. That will be quite 9:30, a little bit late. I hope you don't sleep yet. You can join me on Facebook, but if you feel like it's too late for you, you can join on my YouTube channel, or the record of my video will be posting in there. You can shoot a chapter however you please. Skip forward or just want to learn my wisdom talk, that's fine too. And so this is my insight timer. Didn't really do much, but there are some MP3 available guide meditation for you to use over there. I hope you enjoy your session tonight with me and every other teaching monk in the future as well. And so thank you very much for the time, and I hope to see you again later on in the future.